Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you what are the first things I suggest you doing after setting up your INFINIX Smart 9 HD. So after setting it up, the first thing I suggest you doing, if you haven't done that yet, is connecting to Wi-Fi, because we're gonna use it for the further steps. So I'm gonna go to the settings, then let's go to Wi-Fi, and now select the Wi-Fi network you want to connect to. Make sure that Wi-Fi is enabled. Then just type in the password if it's there, and connect it. Then in a moment it should say it's connected, so we can continue with the further steps. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the screen timeout, because I find it kind of annoying that the screen goes dark after a very short time of inactivity. So in the settings, go to display and brightness, then go to screen timeout, and I like to keep it at 2 or 5 minutes, so I'm gonna set it to 5 minutes, but it's up to you. Then the next thing I suggest you doing is checking for available updates. So it is pretty important to have the newest security fixes and the newest features. So in the settings, go to System, then go to System Update, and now click on Online Update, and it'll check for available updates. And you can see that my system is up to date, but if yours is not, then you'll be able to click on Update. So now I can just go back, and let's continue with the further steps, which are connecting to Google account. So I'm gonna go to Google. No, actually, sorry, users and accounts. So in settings, go to users and accounts, and if you don't have in accounts for owner, if you don't have any Google account, then it's great time to add it now. So I'm gonna click on add account. Now go to the Google, and now if you don't have the account, you'll be able to click on create account now. But if you already have it, you can just log in with the email or phone. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So I've entered my email and my password, and now I can click on next. Then select who will be using this device. I will be using it, so I'm gonna just click on next. Then I'm gonna click on I agree to the Google Terms of Service and Google Play Terms of Service and the privacy policy. If you don't agree to them, then you cannot add the Google account. So you need to agree to them in order to add your account. And now let's just wait until it configures it. Then it asks you if you want to backup your device data, and you most probably do, because you don't want to lose your data, but it's up to you. If you don't want to backup your data, you can just unselect this option, but I'm gonna leave it as it is, and then click on accept. And now my account is added, as you can see here. So let's go back and let's go to the next step, which I suggest doing is setting up your screen lock if you haven't done that yet. So let's go to the password and security if you don't have it set up yet. Here we're gonna set up the lock screen password, the fingerprint, and the face unlock optionally. So first let's add the lock screen password if you don't have it yet, and you can set it to a pattern, a numeric password, or alphanumeric password. The alphanumeric password will be the most complex. The pattern will be the least complex and easiest to guess, but you can also set it up to something more difficult. So first of all, it's harder to guess, and second of all, if someone sees you entering your pattern, it will be harder to remember it. Although I would suggest setting it to numeric password, but I'm gonna set it to a pattern. Now you need to connect at least 4 dots, but I suggest connecting more. So as you can see, you can create something pretty difficult like that, but I'm gonna cancel that and create something simple. So I can create something like that as well. Then I need to redraw it, so I'm gonna enter it again, then click on confirm. Now if you want to see the notification content on lock screen, I'm gonna hide it, so I will see that the notifications are there and from which apps are they, but I will not see the content of the notification. So I'm gonna click on next now, OK, and now let's set up the fingerprint. So you don't have to do it, it's optional, but I suggest you setting up your fingerprint because it's quite convenient, it's secure and quick. So let's go to fingerprint now, then enter your screen lock first, and now click on add fingerprint. Then the fingerprint scanner is on the power button here, so I'm gonna hold my phone in my dominant hand, which is right in my case, so I'm gonna use my right thumb. You can also use another finger, but most probably you will use your right thumb if your right hand is your dominant hand, and if your left one is your dominant, then most probably the index or the middle finger for that. So let's now click on next, then place the finger on the fingerprint sensor, release, and do that multiple times. Remember to move your finger between each scan so it scans the whole area of the finger, so it always works no matter how you touch it. Then scan the edges as well, so move it more. And now click on finish. So now my fingerprint is enrolled. You can go to view enrolled fingerprints and test it, so you can see it works because it highlights it. You can also go to add fingerprint, so you can add another fingerprint, but I'm gonna just go back. Then there is face unlock, which I personally don't recommend setting up because face unlock is quite not too secure, since it bases only on the camera on this phone. Some phones have the IR sensor, but this phone doesn't have it, so it only bases on the camera, so someone similar to you or your picture can unlock the phone. So I'm gonna set it up just in case you really need it and don't know how to do it, but I suggest not setting it up. So let's go to face unlock, then enter our screen lock, and now click on enroll face. Then after 5 seconds, click on start, and now you need to position your face within the frame. Then just wait. And now it is set up. Then you can select whether you want to unlock directly, so if it recognizes your face it will go to the home screen or stay on the lock screen. So let's click on done now. And now before we continue with further steps, I'm gonna show you how to unlock your phones with the passcode, fingerprint and the face unlock. So first I'm gonna lock it and unlock it with the passcode, so just slide up, then enter your screen lock. To unlock it with fingerprint, you don't even need to click on anything, you can just tap on the fingerprint sensor and it will unlock it pretty quickly. And the face unlock, you can just raise your phone and look at it and it will unlock it. Let me show you that. I click on the power button, then I look at the phone and it is unlocked. So this is how it works. So let's continue with the next step, which is sliding down from the left top part of your screen to open the notification center, and you have the notification to finishing setting up your phone. So let's click on that. Then click on start. Then if you haven't connected to your mobile network by inserting a SIM card, then it's a great time to do it now. So the SIM card tray is here. You can just insert the SIM card tray opener or any other needle into that hole, then it will just pop out. You can pull it out and put the SIM card into the tray, then put it all in and it'll connect to it, but you can skip it and do that later, or maybe you've done it earlier so you will not be prompted about it. Now if you want to copy your data from your old phone, so if you click on don't copy, then you will not be able to do it via the Google method, although there is a method to do it from a different app, so you can do it later. But if you skip it now, you'll not be able to do it without downloading additional apps. So I'm just gonna click on don't copy, but if you want to copy, then click on next and follow the instructions on screen, which are pretty simple. Now select your default browser and search engine, so just click on next and select the browser. I'm gonna select Google Chrome, which I recommend. You can also select something like Opera, Microsoft Edge, Firefox or Brave, or other ones, but I recommend those I've mentioned the most. Then I'm gonna click on set as default, and now select a search engine. I recommend setting up Google, but it's also up to your preference. Then I'm gonna draw my pattern, which is my screen lock. And then if I want to use biometrics to verify purchases on Google Play, so I do, so I'm gonna click on I agree. Then if you want to enable Google Assistant, so I'm gonna click on continue, then I'm gonna click on continue again. Then if you want to change anything else, you can do it now, or click on no thanks, because you can do it also later in settings. Now you can see I'm set up, so let's go to the next part, which is going to the Play Store. And in the Play Store, updating our apps. So let's click on profile icon in top right corner, then manage apps and device, then go to updates, and here you can see I have 19 updates pending, so I'm gonna click on update all because I recommend updating everything, since some apps will not work without an update and some will just work better with it, will be more secure or have more features. So let's wait until it downloads, and in the meantime we can do other stuff. So now let's slide up on our home screen to go to the app drawer, and as you can see there's not much bloatware on this phone. But if you don't want to have Facebook Lite, then you can just press and hold on it, then click on uninstall. So I'm gonna uninstall it. And if there's anything else that you want to uninstall, like the Wow FM, then you can also uninstall it, or the visual player, whatever it means. But most of the apps are system apps, so they cannot be uninstalled. And I would not suggest uninstalling apps like Google or Maps, because you most probably will need them later. So now, since almost everything is done, let's go to the settings and go to the battery settings, which are gonna be... Okay, I cannot find them, so let's go to the search and just search for battery. Okay, so maybe we'll find it. I think it may be in a different app, so let's go to the Phone Master app. I think the battery settings may be here. Yes, and go to the battery management. So now you can see that the battery is optimized, but I'm gonna also click on the optimize now for memory usage, so you can optimize it as well, and then click on optimized. But I was expecting the battery settings, so maybe let's find them somewhere. Okay, so since it's not in the battery management, as I presume, then let's find it in this app. Maybe it'll be somewhere different. Deep power optimization. No, it's just ultra power saver, so you can enable it to if you are low on battery and cannot plug it in your phone. So maybe there's just no battery settings, but I'm gonna go to the settings app again and try to find it, because it may be quite important if it's available. So let's go to special function. It's not here. Power marathon. Okay, it is here. So in the power marathon, you can go to the battery setting, then you can enable the battery percentage, so you'll see the battery percentage on the top. Then you can also go to charging safety protection, and it's enabled all the time. Okay. And then you can also go to battery saving settings, and I suggest enabling the adaptive battery, short video optimization, and power saving management for apps. So I suggest leaving that enabled. Then you can also go to battery optimization. Then if for any apps there is battery optimization available, for example for the phone services, then you can optimize the battery. But I will not set it up for phone services because I need them to be running in the background all the time. But if there's an app you don't need to be running in background all the time, then you can select that app and set it for optimizing battery use. So that's how you do it. And now let's go to the last step, which is installing additional apps, because you most probably need some additional apps. So let's go to the Play Store, then go back, go to search, and search for any app that you may need. For example, the Netflix, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or anything that you want to use. So I'm gonna just install WhatsApp. Let's just click on install, and this is how you install apps in the Play Store. So it's pretty simple. And it'll be installed in a moment. So let's also install another app, which will be another browser. And I'm gonna show you how to change your default browser if you need that. So I'm gonna search for Firefox, which is a browser. And then I'm gonna install it. And in a moment it'll be installed, so I'll see it on my home screen. Let's check, it's not there yet. Okay. So we'll just wait a moment and I'll get back to you when it's installed. Okay, so I think it'll be installed in a moment. So let's go to the settings to show you how to change the default apps. In the settings, go to apps, which I don't see here. So let's go to storage and find them. Okay, it's not there. So let's go to system maybe, or just search for apps settings. It is searching right now. No search results. Okay. But okay, it is app management. I didn't see that earlier. And now let's go to default apps. Then you can change browser app, digital assistant app, home app, anything else. So I'm gonna say change the browser app, and I'm gonna set it to Firefox, and this will be my default browser. And these are all the things I suggest you doing after setting up your phone. That's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.